webinar and hands-on practical sessions with Zoho Expense. So over the next 40 minutes, we will walk you through the entire expense management journey from the moment an employee submits an expense all the way through approval, reimbursement, and reporting. So if you like to follow along live, please open your browser now and go to zoho.com/expense. You can sign up for a free 14-day trial right now, and the link is also in the chat for you. So we are going to begin now. So while you are, who is there? Please kindly mute yourself. So while you are sign up for the free 14 for the Zoho Expense, I will welcome Mr. Akim Mustafa for this session. He is the lead trainer here at Bratu Multi-Concept Consult. He is well known for his practical hands-on teaching style that make complex accounting and technology concepts easy to understand for everyone in the room. With over 15 years of experience spanning accounting, finance, and technology training, Akim is a chartered accountant, a certified Zoho partner, and one of the Nigerian foremost voices in cloud accounting and business automation. His ability to take real-world business scenarios and walk learners through them step by step has made him a trusted trainer for accountants, business owners, and finance professionals across Nigeria. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Akim Mustafa. Mr. Akim Mustafa, the floor is now open for you.
Hello. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Okay. Thank you very much. Miriam, it's a wonderful job. And obviously, I was unable to pick my good friend for the meeting. Okay. So I hope, can you see my screen? Please?
No, I think it's a bit small. Can you enlarge it?
Okay, let me reshare the screen then.
And your speaker as well is like you are a little bit far to your microphone.
Okay. So I'm sharing my screen. Are you seeing the screen now?
Yes, I can see.
Okay. What about my voice too? Is my voice clear?
Yes, much better now. Much better now. You can drop in the chat box if you cannot see the screen, so we make adjustment.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so first, I want to appreciate everyone who has joined us in this meeting today. Today being a work day, and I really want to appreciate everybody who have tried to ensure that you show up for this training. Zoho Finance, just like Ramesh has said, Zoho Finance is a complete tool that saves us from integrating from different applications. Instead of having, you have one software here, another software there. With your Zoho Finance only, so you already have ability to link things together. So you have invoices, books, inventory, this and that. So that is the essence of having Zoho Finance in place. Once you subscribe to Zoho Finance, it's going to be something seamless for you to coordinate from commerce to checkout to expenses to inventory and books, including invoices. And mind you, most of these you can also get them for free. There are free version for almost all of these applications. So you can get free versions for you to try. We already have the links in WhatsApp groups where you can click on and register for free version. Okay. Now, today we're going to look at the expense part of this. We're going to look at Zoho Expense. Let's see how Zoho Expense is automated with your Zoho books. Once you buy a Zoho Finance, mind you, just like Ramesh said, you can buy any of the applications individually. You can buy Zoho Expense alone, you can buy all those things alone. But when you subscribe to a Zoho Finance, when you subscribe to a Zoho Finance application, you already have all your expense linked together. You already have your expense linked, all your expense linked together. All your books or your software are linked together directly without the need of looking for a developer or trying to use an API or whatever to connect with anybody. So you already have everything, your expenses connected, your billings connected, your commerce connected, everything connected to your book. So you don't need somebody to do commerce somewhere, they sell with one half, you record sales with another half. No. A single application covers everything you need to do in your business. Then, we won't take much time. We already know about the concept, consult. We deal in accounting software, data analysis training, accounting training, and the compliance purpose, registration of businesses, and the rest. So we are partners, Zoho partners in Nigeria. We handle Zoho, Sage, QuickBooks, and the rest. So you can always reach out to us from the contact on the screen. Then today we're going to look at Zoho Expense. So we'll introduce Zoho Expense, see how we do the setup in Zoho Expense, and we'll look at user and roles and departments. What are user, what are roles and departments, expenses and trips, policies and roles, card and advances, and we'll look at reports. So we don't have much time, so we're going to look at them as quick as possible. What is Zoho Expense? It's a cloud-based expense management platform that helps businesses to capture and track employee expenses in real time. You might have a employee who travel a lot. So how do you automate the expenses so that in the real time, as they capture the expenses wherever they are, you already have them sorted out in your books. So without the need to wait for them to come back, to come and remit, come back to come and do the remittances before you know what to do. So you can quickly buy Zoho Books Expense and link it up to your Zoho Books at the same time. So as you are recording your expenses, it's already showing up in your books immediately. So now let's quickly move into the Zoho Books and let's see how we can do some of this. So we have the organization setup profile, we have tabs and categories, and we have currencies and taxes and policies and rules. So we'll look at some of these in this class. So if you have registered for Zoho Finance, now if you have registered for Zoho Finance, can you drop yes in the chat box? If you have registered for Zoho Finance, can you drop yes in the chat box? Yes, in the chat box. Just type yes. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. So once you have the link to register in the WhatsApp group, and once you have the link, just click on sign up application here. You will see sign up on your screen. So with this sign up, you're already on the Zoho Finance page. Click on sign up, then you enter your details. You enter your company name, your address. It might be the original company name or a specific company name, whichever names you like. Just put a company name, put email address, password, you agree, then you create an account. Now, since you already have books in place as a finance application, so this will automatically ask you what you want to link this up to. So you select books and link your expense to books immediately. Okay, so with your books in place, so you can next time you want to log in now, after you've registered your Zoho Finance application, next time you want to log in, you just click type expense for zoho.com. So you go to zoho.com.expense. So with this, you're able to log in to wherever Zoho you have. Now, let's quickly move into the real practical for the day. So once you create a Zoho expense, you're going to have a blank dashboard. This is the home page. This is how your home page, this is how the home page of Zoho expense will look like. So for the admin, you that you create the app, most likely you are going to be the admin. So as the admin of the Zoho of the expense or Zoho Finance, you have two views. You will have two views. You can see one view here as admin view, and you also have the other view as my view. This is where you post the admin. This is under my view. This is where you post your own expenses as part of the company. If you have expenses that you want to click, so you switch to my view. So under my view, you have the opportunity to undo your own transactions. Now, but in order to do the admin job, so you switch to admin view. This is where we do settings. This is where we carry out settings that is only limited to admin only. I hope we get that. Now, on the home tab, on the home page, so we have here home, trip, report, advances, batch payment, corporate card, budget, analytics, and settings. All these are for admin view. So now, to carry out organizational setup with admin view, at the top right here, you will see this setting button here. You see the setting button, the setting. So click on this setting, then you have organization profile. If you already have your profile set up in books, some of the profiles will automatically show up for you in the expenses too. Since you already have the books, you have your system linked together. So whatever you have, any company you link with, same company that are under the same finance book is going to have some basic profiles together. So here you have your name, the company name, the address. You have the address, the other details you want to include, the contacts. You can add more than one contact. If you want to have more than one contact, you can do that. Then you fill in all this, your fiscal year, you select that, and you save. So that's the first thing you do under your organizational setup. Then you have the branding too. From the branding, you can also carry out branding. So this is where you manage the color, server, whatever you want to do. You can select your own color and the rest. So you have that set up, and you have the department. Here you create. This is where you create your department. You have your department created as part of your setup. So, for example, we have here right now we already have two departments here. So click on new, then select the department. The department we want to create now is what? Marketing department. So if you have codes for your department, do that. Then you select the department head. Who is the head of that department? So I'm going to take you to where I will create the users. I'm going to see how we create users and their roles. So for now, I'm going to select him as a department head.
I think your mouse cursor is not pointing to what you are saying.
Okay. What about now?
Yeah. No,
now?
It's just stagnant. Yeah, no.
Oh, it means there is a lag between what I'm saying and the okay, let me see. I think that's the internet thing. Let me check my internet. Let me see how I can let me try to change this. I think it's lag. It's like time lag between what I'm saying. But
Yes.
what can you see? What can you see on my screen?
It's just the organization provide, like organizations provide branding.
Organizational name. But your voice is not clear, sir.
When does
Your voice-
Hello. Can you see my screen now?
I think you should reshare the screen again,
Okay. Okay.
and try to adjust your microphone as well. Your voice is not clear.
Yes,
Okay.
the audio is not clear, sir.
So I will reshare the screen. I take it. Okay. Can you see the screen now?
Yes, it shows new
Okay.
department.
New
I think you
department.
should go back. How did you reach there so people can
Okay.
see what?
Okay, thank you very much. So from the home tab, from the home, as the admin view, when you are on admin view, on the right side, you will see these settings. This settings box beside the notification. So you click on this setting button. When you click on that, so it's going to show you the organization settings. So there you select the profile. Under profile, you have your company name, the address, other details that you want to add, the contact, the currencies, fiscal year, and the rest. So the next thing you do is you save this. Is that clear? Do you see that? So that is how we undo organization profile. Then the next thing we look at branding too. This is where you set colors for your businesses. So you prefer a particular color, you can select that.
Excuse me, Mr. Hakim. Sorry for the interruption. Someone said that. Can you explain again the between admin view and where the admin view? The person said that his network was poor at that time, so he doesn't understand.
Okay. Okay. From the home tab, you can see that we have, as an admin, you have two views. One is admin view and the other is my view. As a staff, this is where when you want to post your own expense, you come to my view. You do your expense, you post your own expense or approve expenses from my view. But to do reimbursement and do settings, you stay on admin view. So I can click on this and switch to my view. At the same time, I'm now connected on my view now. I can also click on the same thing and it took me back to admin view. I hope I've answered your question. Okay, so let's go back to our settings. So I'll click on the settings again. Then you click on branding. Okay, we talked about branding, where you select your colors or your domain. If you want to add your company domain, you can also add that here. Now, the next thing we look at is department. This was where we stopped earlier. So click on department and you have new department button here. Click on new department and type the department name. So now we have marketing department, and then you have code, you select code. Then you have the department head. Who is the head of department? From the user that you have created. Remember, you have to create users before you can add them as a department head. So for now, I'm going to select this guy, Nahim, and save. So now we have new department. Oh, we already have one marketing department. Okay, we can let's give it another name. Sales department then. Let's call this sales department. Okay, so I think that's okay. Let's save this. So we have that department as a third department in our company. So the essence of this is it will help you to be able to track what expenses goes into each of the departments. Then we have this is where you make the AI preferences. So you want the ZR to write for you or whatsoever. You can enable writing assistance if you want that. So you go into that. So those are the basic setup you do for your company. Then you have subscription. This is where you make your payment for subscription, and then you have users and roles. So users and roles. Okay, before I go to users, I want to walk through roles first. So let's go through roles. What are roles? So roles are the instructions that guide Zoho Expense on what individual can do. By default, Zoho comes with 3 roles. By default, we have admin roles, we have approval roles, and we have submitter. Admin roles has unrestricted access to all modules, but approval cannot access settings. You can see that what I'm doing here is settings, right? If you are just an approver, it means what you can do is you can create expenses, you can submit expenses, and you can approve expenses for somebody else, but you cannot access settings. But as a submitter, the only thing you can do is to submit. So when you submit, somebody else, either the admin or approver, will approve for you. That is what you can do as a submitter. Now, you may want to create an additional role. For example, if you look at the role, click on approver, you can see what it can do. It can do this, create trip, my trip, direct, archive, open, all this. These are what the approver can do. But assuming you want to create another role that is different from these 3, what do? You have 2 options to do that. Option 1 is you click on new role. You click on new role, then you type the role out. The role you want to create, you create the role, then you come here. You want to create trip and submit, you check. So view trip, can you view trip? Can you approve trip? So you select what the person can do. So by the time you finish all this, you click on what? You click on save. So you select all related applications, what he can do with the role, and you have save. You don't want him to do something, you cannot have the user, you uncheck this. You cannot do this, you uncheck that. Whatever he can do, you check what he can do, and you uncheck whatever he cannot do. That is one method of creating a new role. The second method of creating a new role is outside my screen. Is my screen responding again?
Yes. Move your mouse. Let me see. Okay, yes, it's responding.
What am I pointing to?
Approver.
Okay, thank you very much. So the second method by which you can create roles is by using these 3 dots. You can see that you can't see the dot without pointing to a role. You can see the role, the 3 dots are not coming up. But the moment you place your cursor on end of the row, you have these 3 dots. You can click on this and clone. To clone a role, then you just edit few of the one that you don't want the person to have access to. Just edit some and then you save. That is when you want to create a clone role. Then, after creating the role, the next thing we look at is users. The users. How do we add users? How do we add users? So to add the user, what do? You know that we are still under the settings here. We are still under settings, right? As an admin. So you come to users. Then on the top right, currently I have 12 users for this my finance application. So now you click on new user and then you enter the name of the user. The name of the user, the email address of the user, and the phone number, the display name. So you fill all the necessary information here, and you select a role. This is where you select a role. Is it an admin role? Does it have submitter role or approver? or a newly created role. So you select which role you have. Then with that, if it's an approver or submitter, you click on that. And then the next thing you do is you say, okay, you create submitted to who? Who will he submit to? When he submits, who will approve for him? So the list of the approvers will show up here. The list of all the approvers will show here. So you can select which approval we have. And because this is a submitter role, you select an approver for that. Then which department does it belong to? This user is from this department. You select the department for him. Then you add. So the moment you add, the person will receive an email. He will receive an email. So with that email address, he will be able to join. With that email, he will be able to join the Zoho Expense. So that is how we handle users and roles. Then the next thing we look at the setup, we have the taxes and compliance. So here we click on new tax. Very straightforward. So we have the VAT, and then what is the rate? Once you put the rate, 7.5%, then what you save that. So that is how you create that. Then we have setup of configurations where you have the currencies and the policies too. Here, by default, you have Nigerian base. If you want to add another, if you have a currency that is not here, you can add no currency. You can add no currency, and if you need another currency that is not listed in the list here, you can add any currency of your choice, and you save that for your expenses. Then we look at policies. Under policies, this is where you design some rules. The policy settings, you can have a PDF for your expense policy. If you have PDF policy in place, what do? You click on upload, you attach the policy, and you save the policy in your system so that every employee will have access to read what the company policy is on expenses, so that they will not go out of the company's policy. So we have category limits. Under category limits, this is where you select, okay, the general limit for all expenses. For expense limit amount, you can define the limit amount for expenses. You can define at what rate, at what point do we need receipt. It means that anything above 15,000 for this role, anything above 15,000, you must provide receipt. You cannot just come and tell us that you have spent 20,000 without receipt. So company policy is on 15,000 per receipt. So this is just an example. You can edit this and add your company's role. Then, do you want the receipt, the description of what they do? Do you want to be mandatory that they must add description? Yes. You can make it yes. It means that the person must add description to whatever expenses is what you wanted to claim for. Are we okay with that?
Yeah, Mr. Kim, someone said your screen is not corresponding with the screen, with what you are saying.
No, I think that has been, that was when I asked you the question earlier, and you confirmed it's from you. I think from his own hand here. That was when I asked if you can see me, my cursor on approval. Also, we also have, aside the category limit, which is general limit, you can also have limit for each of these categories too. So you can come down and say, okay, we want to have a specific role for a specific category for this or for this. So you can have a particular business with what a particular expenses that have different limits. So you can override this general limit and create a new limit for this. That is when you have category specific limit. Then once you have that, you save your settings. Then we have mileage. This is when you travel. For people, I don't think this is that much used here. That's where you calculate the rate per mileage, how much you can charge if you use company vehicle. When you travel, how much is you're going to expense your cost per what? Per mileage or per kilometer. So we don't usually use that much here. Then we'll have rules. Rules. On the rules, when you have the new rules, let's quickly look at what rules have. On the rules, this is where you can create limits. Limit per individual or limit per.
Excuse me, Mr. Akim, your attention is needed. Someone said when they click on the policy, all those what you are seeing doesn't show on their screen.
When you click on policies, okay, when you click on policies, you should have a default policy here. Make sure you are an admin role. When you have a default policy, click on the default policies, you will see this. Without clicking on the default policy, you may not see all the settings here. So now you have rule. Click on the default, save it, and go back there. Click on that default, open it, you can fill one or two things, change one or two things, and save it. Then when you come back to the policy again, you're going to see all these settings. Okay, so to have the new rule. Okay, thank you very much. So rule, this is where you had the rule about limit, daily limit for if somebody is coming for travel expenses or whatsoever, you can have a daily limit, monthly limit, yearly limit, or custom limit. So you can create limit per expenses. Then and the limit can also be typed. Is it fixed amount? Is it number of times you can create expense in a month? How many times can you claim expense in a month? Is it mileage limit or location based? So those are things you can have under your limit type.
We cannot hear you again, Mr. Akim. I think we have a technical issue. Please.
Then the expense type, expense count, 5. If it is expense count, how many count?
Bear with us for a moment. I think it has the network issue.
Can't hear.
We are waiting for you.
So can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, thank you very much. So apology for that glitch. So now, when you have that
Please
rule,
reshare your screen. Reshare your screen.
okay.
Can't see it.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay. Can you see my screen now?
Yes.
So after creating the rule, The next thing you do is what? You go to save. And sorry, before that, we have the action type. What do you want this rule to do? Do you want the rule to just show a warning sign for the submitter, or you want to block that submission? So you select what type of action do you want. If somebody is breaking this rule, what do you want the system to do? So then you do what? You save. That's how to create a new rule. Then last one here that the policies is what? Audit. We have audit. So the audit, the job of the audit is that Zoho by default will look at each expenses by default on itself. So when somebody is submitting an expense, Zoho audit system will check, does the expense comply with whatever you want it to comply with. If it is receipt verification, if it is card verification, whatever you want the audit, the system to track, the system will do that on your behalf. So we do that, and I think we save that down here, and we have the policies in place. So for now, I'm going to pause on the setup. Now, we want to look at it from the user's perspective. So we now go to user perspective now. We have done enough setup. Let's see how far we can create our expenses, how to do expenses, how to do our reports, and much more. Any question at this point before we move to the other part of it? Any question?
If you have any question, you can drop in the chat box or you raise your hand.
Okay, you can drop your question on the chat box. Now, I want to create an expense. So I'm going to select another user now. This is the user. From the 3 users we have a Krista as a user. Now, as a Krista, I want to add an expense. What do? I click on expense there. When you click on expense, the first thing you do is new expense. Can you see here? And to get a new expense, there are different ways by which you can do that. There's what is called auto scan receipt. You can do auto scan. With auto scan, Zoho will scan through your expenses and try to extract what you have on the screen. So now let me do that. I will click on from computer now. Then select your receipt. I have some couple of receipts here. Let me select this receipt. Now you see that the system has click on let me open the receipt also here. I want to open the receipt so that we can see the kind of receipt we have. Can you mute, please? This is the receipt I'm attaching now. Can you see the receipt I'm attaching? Can you see the receipt, please? Right?
No, we can see the receipt.
Can you see it?
No.
Not yet.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, you can see the receipt now. Now, what I've done is to bring this receipt into the system, I will just click on this drop down and I will say I want to create receipt from auto scan. I want to use auto scan to generate my expenses. Then I will select that receipt and the system will automatically generate it. Can you see the receipt here? Automatically. That is the receipt I just generated. So let's click on it and see what we have there. When I click on it, we have uncategorized receipt. So let's see what we have there. So the system has generated what I have. And see, this is the receipt, and this is the amount reimbursable. Now, this receipt is not, now you can see that one is there. Because of the audit, the expense has not been categorized. So I'm going to do that. And the amount exceeded the specific limit, right? Because there's a rule that 50,000, general rule that 50,000 should be what? The limit. Now, I can add this to report now. Because this is, I've not categorized it, I will add to report. I don't have the report here. Click on this and say, okay, the report is what? is office shopping.
Mr. Akin, can you share your screen? What you are saying, it doesn't align with what we're
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, how about now? Is it up?
Yes. Can you go back to when you insert the export the receipts? Yeah, from my computer.
Okay, good. So let me remove this. So what I did was
Not remove it yet. I think
yeah, I want to remove it. Okay, I want to create receipt from what? From
it's
auto
still
scan.
having the same issue though.
My screen is not showing.
Okay, it's showing now. It's showing the unreported expenses. All
Yes.
expenses is not showing travel expenses, employee at bank. Yeah.
Okay. I'm clicking on uncategorized now, right?
Unreported, right?
No, my cursor is on what? Where is my cursor now?
On all expenses. And your cursor is unreported expenses.
Categorized. My cursor is on now, categorized. You
There
are
is
not saying
nothing
that.
like right
Okay.
here. We cannot see that.
Okay. Okay. Let me laser.
Categorize. That is where your cursor is.
Okay, you
You
can
left
see.
it there now.
Okay, that means that. Okay. Okay, so I've deleted the expense. Can you see my screen now?
No, not yet.
Is internet. What? The movement is from bad to worse. Sorry about that. Switching from bad to worse.
Dakin, are you still there? We are sorry about that.
I think he's having a network issue. Just give him a few minutes.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Sorry for that. So now I want to create an expenses. The first method I'm using is to use the auto scan. So I select down here, you can see auto scan from my computer. I click on from my computer and I will select any receipt. I have some receipts here. For now, I'm using this. So the moment I click on this, the system will scan this and it will generate an uncategorized expenses for me. Right. So we have it here. It will show up shortly. So it will show up here. So the system will generate the receipt as what? As uncategorized receipt. Right. Still waiting. Okay, it's scanning, it's coming up. Then it's taking some time to do. Okay, so this is the receipt we have. No, I don't want the manual. Okay, so you can see that is coming up here as uncategorized receipt. Can you see this? Now, you click on this. Now we want to categorize it. How do we do that? By default, the system is already complaining of 2 violations. This is what the audit will do. It's already warning me that I've spent beyond the general limit of 50,000 naira, and this expense is not categorized. So I will click on this and create a new category. I want to create a report. What expenses is this for? I will come here. If I can link it to this, the already created report, or I create a new report. It's okay. This is for what? This is for office expense, shopping, or whatsoever. Then you can add description purpose, why the expenses is for, and if it is trip, the task duration, you can add it, and then you save. So the moment you save it, you cannot come back here. You click on the transaction, and you have the click on the receipt that is not yet submitted. Please remember, note that when you have expenses, when you create it, you cannot submit immediately. You have to first create the expenses, then come to that expenses before you can submit the expenses. Now, when I open the expenses now, I have the option to submit. But meanwhile, the warning sign are still there. So I'll click on submit now, and let's see what happens. Okay, so I've submitted the expenses. Because I already have some advances. I have some advances with me. I can apply the advance and apply this. So it means that I've covered part of the money, or part of the money I spent, which has been taken care of by the advance I already have. Now I can submit. Now let's submit for approval. Now the expenses is showing what? Awaiting approval. Let's quickly go back to the admin and see what happens on the admin view. Now, from the admin, by default, I will receive an email that so person has an expenses to be approved. I will also see notification here. An expense reported titled of the expenses has been submitted by Crystal for approval. What do? I click on this. So either approve or reject. So let's approve now, and let's see what happens. So the expenses has been approved immediately. Now, if you go to your Zoho books, if you go to your books now, if you go to your Zoho books, these expenses that is approved now will already show up in our account, right? It will show up in our account immediately. That is what? 59,080. Let's go to Zoho books and see from our expenses now. So instead of doing it in multiple times, the moment you do it, it's showing up in your account. As you see in our Zoho books, it's already in our expenses as what? As we are spending, as we approve it in Zoho expense, it's already showing up in our Zoho book. Now, how do we now record reimbursement? How do we do reimbursement now? So the moment you approve it, you want to reimburse that person back, you have to switch back to admin view. Then what next? You want to approve, want to reimburse this. What do? You switch back to admin view and reimburse this expense. So when you reimburse it, the system will show from the end of the user that his money has been what? Has been reimbursed. So let's go back to the report. Let's go back to the report. This is the expenses. As an admin now, I will record reimbursement immediately. So, and this reimbursement is paid through which bank. I will select which bank we are paying from, and then I will record reimbursement. So the moment I record reimbursement, now this money has been reimbursed. If you go back to the user now, let's go back to the user. It will show here that its expenses has been reimbursed. Your claim has been approved when it was approved, and when it's reimbursed, it will notice that it has been reimbursed. That is how we use create expenses using scanning. And you can also create by default. Just go to new expense and just type your report, new report, and let's say is OSHOD expenses, and you save that. Then you come down here. What date did you incur these expenses? You select the date, the category of that expenses. You select the category of the expenses. How much you spend? You select the amount you spend. Then you input all the information and save. So that is how you create without using the scan approach. So you create by default by just clicking on what? On expense and do that. Then when you submit, the admin will see that you have submitted, will either approve or reject or add comment or whatever. Also, you can also call back. You have submitted an expense, but you want to call it back. What do? You can come back here and click on, okay, I've not submitted already, sorry. When you submit, and you want to apply that. Once you submit, you can also call back. You can recall your expenses. If there is need for you to edit the expenses, you will call it back. Once you call it back, the admin will not be able to see it again. Then you can do adjustment and resubmit your expenses. That is how we handle expense. Then we have trip. From trip, to create a trip, click on new trip. On new trip, you can say, okay, the trip is, which trip are you doing? Is it local trip or international trip? If you select the local trip or international trip, whichever one you select, it will save and continue, and you see what next you have to do. Are you booking flight? Are you adding hotel? Are you doing car hire? Whatever expenses you are incurring on that server, you have, because it's trip, you must have your itinerary here, and from itinerary you have your expenses as we have done earlier. So because of our time, we have advances also. This is where you have advance. You can request for advance. And when you click on request for advance, how much are you requesting for? You are requesting for 45,000. Then which date? Pay through where? If you don't have where you are paying from, doesn't matter. You can just click on what you want to apply to a particular trip you are going. You can apply that request and submit your request of approval or request for advance. So the company can now, the admin can now approve it and grant you the advance. Also, the admin themselves, the admin also can just send an advance to you. Here we already have the advance request immediately. I see the advance, where is it? Okay, I think it's not there yet. The advance will come here now for approval. Okay, let's go to advance. If that's not showing here, you can come to advance there. You can also send an advance directly. You can record advance directly. When you give an advance to a staff, you come there and record the advance immediately. That will give so amount to so person for so reason. Then you record that advance. So when you pay back, you apply that expenses to what? To his advance. So let's say we approve this. And say we approve that. That is how we approve request for expenses. Now let's let's say if you can approve this, When you approve, do we have anything to reimburse? Do we have there's no advance for this? If you have advances, we just apply the advances and we record the reimbursement, and we know the balance we are paying to him. Also, we have card. You can also link up your card. But this is a little bit not working well in Nigeria, but you can, instead of that, you can import your bank statement. You can import your statement. If you have a particular card that you use for expenses in your company, you can import that expenses and allocate those ones directly. So to round it up, let's quickly go to analytics. Under analytics, we have different expenses, edits. You can see expense details, unsubmitted expenses. These are different expenses you can have. Different reports you can have. your report, expense report details, policy violations report, your report approval time. So you have your trip details and activity log. So this is where you can also see what each person is doing within the company. What every time everybody logs in, you can see what each he or she has done within Zoho Expense. So I think at this point, I'm going to run through what we have on the slide. We have covered almost everything we have there. We talk about setup, user and roles, talk about department. We talk about the expense and the trips, and we've talked about approval. Okay, we talked about some approvals, not all. Then we have the cards and the report. You have your report type that you can see under analytics. So as an admin, you can see much report. An individual also have report. As an individual, you can also have your own report, and you have your analytics too. You can see your own expense. You can't see other people's report if you are not an admin. You can see, and you can do your own settings. There are settings you can do here. You can also, if you are going on leave, you can also delegate. You can delegate your role, and the other people can have. Some people delegate to somebody else. The person can see the delegation here. For example, I think I have delegation here already. Let me click on this. You can change to view. You can view as a delegated to me. Somebody has delegated this to me. I want to post on his behalf. I can click on the delegation, and it will show that as if I am the one, the person. Now, I'm working on behalf of this person. I can approve on his behalf, I can submit on his behalf, and I can claim expenses on his behalf. And to go back, I just switch back to my view and leave the delegation view. So at this point, we've covered a lot for today. So you can export your report in PDF, CSV, and we have key takeaways. So expenses, eliminate manual tracking, reducing error, it automates approval, computer. So all these are the benefits of what? Of the expenses. This is captured in the moment. You can also link your email address. If you have expenses in your email, the system automatically generates report on that, and then you move ahead from there. So remember, if you have not joined our WhatsApp group, you can quickly request for the link to join. We are coming up with view trainings in few weeks. We have this analysis coming up next month. Zoho books and inventory in 2 weeks' time. We have digital launchpad in next month, AI training, and the automation. So these are the training that we are going to launch shortly. So if you need details, you can always join the WhatsApp group. We will show you everything that we have in the group. Thank you for your time. So in a few minutes, because of the time, we have taken much time. So let's have, like in 4 minutes, we're going to have question and answer, and call it a day. Other questions can come into the group. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Akim, for the wonderful session. Now it's time for our session. Now is the question and answer. So if you have any question, you can drop it in the chat box or you raise your hand. And Mr. Akim, someone already dropped the question. He said, can Zoho automatically carry out bank reconciliation?
No, Zoho cannot carry out bank automatically. Like what you do is, when you want to do reconciliation, you can do reconciliation in Zoho. You can, if you import your bank statement, so it makes your reconciliation easier, but it's going to take some time when you are trying to allocate the expenses, categorize the expenses manually. In that case, what you can do is you can create rules, just like Ramesh said. You can create some rules. If you see this point to these expenses, so you can create rules in your bank, in your Zoho books, that makes your categorization easier. With that, your reconciliation is much faster when you import your bank statement. But when you post, you have to select your reconciliation settings one by one. It's not automatic. Thank you very much.
Okay. Okay. Someone said, can bank statement be uploaded to Zoho book for reconciliation?
Yes. So if you can see my screen now, currently I'm under the Zoho books. I'm on Zoho books now. When you go to banking, you can see the list of my banks here. Select any bank, your choice, then you have the reconcile account here. See your reconciliation here. So you click on reconcile account, you select the period, and then you go ahead with your reconciliation. So you can also okay, the question is about importation, right? Sorry about that. So you have import statement here. You import your statement, and then you have the sample. Then you have the sample file here. Click on the sample file and choose your file. Then you upload the file. If you already have the file in your document, fine, you can do that. And you can also automate it. You can also connect your email address and auto upload bank statements from your email. So those are different ways that we can upload your bank statement into Zoho Books.
Okay, so does anyone have another question? Okay, someone asks again, can entries be passed into Zoho Book?
Yes, the Zoho Books is basically where you post all your entries. This is where you post all your entries from items, to inventory, to purchases, to sales, and all these. These are what you can post, including journals. You have journals, you have fixed assets, you have all sorts of things, and then you have your report. All these can be handled seamlessly by what? By Zoho. So you can see your report P&L, by default balance sheet, all your core reports, you have a lot of reports here. By default, without even any setup in Zoho Books. These are the reports that are available for you already. I hope I answered your question.
Is there any other question? Okay, said yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay.
If there is no further questions, I think this is the end of the
Session.
The question and answer session. So thank you so very much, everyone that participates in this webinar. And before we close, I want to take just 2 minutes to let you know what we have coming up at Bracto Multi-Concept Consult. First, we have data analysis. We have an upcoming program covering Excel, Power BI, Python, and SQL Server. Whether you are a complete beginner or looking to advance your skill, this training is designed for you. And we also have Zoho Books and Zoho Inventory. It's a dedicated deep dive into full accounting, inventory management, and financial reporting with Zoho. It's perfect for if what you saw today has got you thinking about Zoho Books. And thirdly, we have digital launchpad for professionals and business owners who want to build the cloud and digital skills. They are covering productivity tools, cloud storage, digital workflows, and more. And we also have AI training, a practical sessions using artificial intelligence tools in your business, from prompt engineering to AI power automation. It is very practical and applicable. And the fifth one here is we have automation. It's a workshop on business process automation and workflow design. And if you want your business to truly run itself, this for you. If you want your business to run through itself, and the full details for all this will be shared in our WhatsApp group. So to join the WhatsApp, I've already dropped the link in the chat box and the chat box, and you can join our WhatsApp group to hear about our upcoming trainings or webinars or any of our programs coming up. And thank you so very much. And we have come close to the end of today's sessions, and we had an incredible overview of the Zoho Finance ecosystem from Ramesh and Zoho team. We have gone hands-on Zoho Expense, and we have answered your questions. And I believe today with a clear picture of how these tools can transform the way your business manage money, expenses, inventory, and sales, and the sense of possibilities that automations unlock. So here is what we want you to do today at a Bracket Multi-Concept. So we want you to try the free trial. Like you can click in the chat. I think I already dropped it on the chat. You sign up for Zoho Expenses and or any other applications, and you can begin to explore it. It's completely free for 14 days. So you can explore it for like that 14 days to know the full ecosystem of the Zoho Expenses. And if you want a personalized support with the implementations or training, you can book a free consultations with us at Bracket Multi-Concept Consult. And the booking link is that I will drop the booking link right now for if you want to have book a private consultation with our trainer. And yes, for updates and you can all our training, you can join our WhatsApp group. And on behalf of the entire team here at Bracket Multi-Concept and on behalf of our colleagues at Zoho Finance, thank you so very much for your time today. And we look forward to seeing you at our next session. And have a wonderful afternoon. And God bless you. Thank you so very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
I will drop the book